Well, when the original Okanagan Lake Bridge opened 50 years ago, it was considered an engineering marvel. But as the valley's population boomed, the bridge became unequal to the task of carrying all that traffic. Today, our series on the history of the lake crossing looks at what's become a transportation bottleneck. Built in the mid-50s, Kelowna's floating bridge was considered an engineering marvel for its time. Not only was it the first ever floating bridge in all of North America, but it was the largest one in the British Commonwealth. The $7.5 million structure, which operated as a toll bridge for the first 5 years, transformed the Okanagan and especially Kelowna from a mostly rural setting to an urban one. Development and industry took off. Just 1 year after the completion of the bridge, the city's first indoor shopping mall, the Capri Center, opened. The city's population began to grow and hasn't stopped to this day. But while the landmark structure has played a major role in the Okanagan's growth, in recent years, the valley has outgrown the bridge. Traffic congestion on both sides of the bridge has become a way of life in the central Okanagan. And while the structure once facilitated traffic flow to and from Kelowna, it now often hinders it. With the valley's exploding population and the roughly 50,000 vehicles that use the bridge every single day, the three-lane crossing no longer meets the valley's needs. These days, it doesn't take much for scenes like these. Traffic backups that span for kilometers on both ends, leading to much frustration and wasted time on the road.
It was an hour and a half from Riley's Pub.
To get to across the bridge?
About 5 kilometers maybe.
The tourist season is a notoriously bad time for major traffic snarls, as are morning and evening commutes year-round. Accidents on the bridge, even fender benders, are often enough to bring traffic to a complete standstill. The most recent case was just 2 weeks ago. An accident on the bridge resulted in one of the steel support girders being damaged. Repair crews were forced to shut down one of the 3 lanes for an entire Friday afternoon, leading to one massive gridlock in and around the city. The traffic jams resulted in the fire department expressing concern about its ability to get to calls, and police were busy fielding calls of road rage. But traffic congestion is just part of the problem here. In recent years, this 50-year-old structure has been starting to show its age. There's the normal wear and tear, which would be expected in a structure that's almost 5 decades old. But the problems aren't just cosmetic ones. Age-related issues like this pothole that formed late last year in the deck of one of the bridge spans have also been giving drivers and road maintenance crews much grief.
It was about 2.5 by 2.5 feet, whatever.
And it was looking right through down into the water?
Yeah, it was right through the water.
And then there are the mechanical failures. There's been numerous problems with the lift span getting stuck in the upright position while letting boats pass underneath. In this case, the lift span could not be lowered all the way down, resulting in a 6-inch gap. Motorists are once again left stranded on both sides of the bridge, and there's no lack of nerves on the part of the drivers.
I hope it gets solved pretty soon because I got a truck full of ice over there.
For emergency responders like ambulance paramedics, bridge malfunctions are also a major concern. With lift span problems becoming more and more frequent, the federal government last year stepped in and approved reducing the number of lifts to avoid traffic delays and lane closures. But it's clear that the time for a new bridge has come. In fact, the idea of a new link was first talked about by the NDP government about a decade ago. But it wasn't until 2003 that plans to build a new bridge were announced by the Liberals, paving the way for history in the Okanagan to be made all over again. And tomorrow our series concludes with a look at the ambitious project of building the new W.R. Bennett Bridge.